My parents skipped my wedding and expected me to pretend it didn't hurt. I was no different than most brides who spend years imagining their wedding day. The dress, the flowers, the music, the moment the doors open and everything you ever dreamed of finally comes together. I had pictured it all. The soft lighting, the perfect angle, the photo that would sit on our mantle for the rest of our lives. The one you frame, display, and smile at every time you walk past it. And in every version of that picture, my parents were there. My mother fixing my veil, my father offering his arm, both of them smiling like they were proud of me. I didn't just imagine a wedding. I imagined a moment where I finally felt seen. After years of working hard, achieving quietly, and being overshadowed by my brother's chaos, I thought this day, my day, would be different. I thought it would be the one time my parents showed up for me without hesitation, without excuses, without shifting the spotlight to someone else. I thought this would be the moment they proved I mattered too. That morning, I woke up with butterflies, the good kind. My bridesmaids buzzed around me, adjusting curls, steaming dresses, touching up makeup. The photographer captured every detail, the shoes, the bouquet, the lace on my gown. I kept glancing at the clock, but not because I was nervous. I was waiting for them. "They'll be here soon," I said when someone asked. "They're probably parking," I said when someone else wondered. "They wouldn't miss this," I said when my maid of honor looked at me too carefully. I believed it. I needed to believe it. Guests began filling the seats. Every time the door opened, my heart lifted, and every time it wasn't them, it sank just a little. But I kept smiling, I kept breathing, I kept waiting. Then my phone rang. I shouldn't have answered. Brides don't answer phones on their wedding day, but something in me knew, a quiet sinking feeling that started in my stomach and spread outward like cold water. It was my mother. She didn't say hello. She didn't ask how I was feeling. She didn't say she loved me. "We're not coming." 3 words, no explanation, no apology, no hesitation. I felt the room tilt. My maid of honor froze. The photographer lowered his camera. The makeup artist stopped mid-stroke. The entire bridal suite seemed to hold its breath. I stepped into the hallway, clutching the phone so tightly my fingers hurt. "What do you mean you're not coming?" I whispered. My mother sighed, that familiar dismissive sigh she used whenever I wasn't doing what she wanted. "It's just too much. With everything going on with Daniel, it doesn't feel right for us." Life didn't pause after the wedding. It moved forward, and I moved with it. My husband told me something that stayed with me. You can love people and still need distance from them. So I built a life with him, quietly, carefully, hoping that one day my parents might see me as more than the family's emotional workhorse. For a while, things felt almost normal. When I became pregnant, my parents resurfaced with warmth and excitement, pretending the wedding day had never happened. I let them. I wanted peace. I wanted my child to have grandparents. But just like before, normal didn't last. Daniel's problems didn't disappear, they deepened. His gambling and online gaming addiction had drained their savings, destroyed his credit, and pushed his marriage to the edge. Lauren, his wife, had been carrying the burden alone. Donna defended him blindly. My parents enabled him quietly. Then Daniel came to my house one afternoon, eyes red, twisting his wedding ring. "Would you let us adopt your baby?" My baby, my first child, the one I hadn't even met yet. I said no. Calmly, clearly, without apology. Donna was furious. My parents were disappointed. Lauren looked like she might collapse. Later, Donna confronted Lauren, and Lauren finally broke. She told the truth. The gambling, the debt, the lies, the nights she cried alone. Donna apologized to me for the first time in her life. And just like that, everything shifted again. When Daniel suggested moving in with our parents, Lauren filed for divorce. My parents refused to take him in. Donna refused too. Daniel ended up in a shelter. The weight of all of it pressed on my marriage, not because we were broken, but because the chaos had seeped into every corner of our lives. So my husband and I went to counseling, a choice that turned out to be a blessing. In that support group, we met a couple who would change our lives. They were kind, steady, and real. One conversation turned into coffee, coffee turned into dinner, dinner turned into weekends together. They became our best friends, the kind you vacation with, celebrate with, trust with your whole heart. They became our chosen family. Over time, they became the people we called first, not out of habit, but out of trust. They were there for the small things and the big things, the quiet days and the chaotic ones. They showed up without being asked, listened without judgment, and loved us without conditions. With them, there was no competition, no guilt, no emotional scorekeeping. Just ease, just honesty, just the kind of friendship that feels like a warm house on a cold day. Our first vacation together wasn't extravagant, just a modest rental near the coast with mismatched dishes and a grill that barely worked. But it was perfect. We cooked together, stayed up late talking, walked along the shoreline, and laughed until our stomachs hurt. For the first time in a long time, I felt what family was supposed to feel like. Not obligation, not pressure, not sacrifice, just belonging, just peace, just love that didn't demand anything in return. Meanwhile, Daniel slowly rebuilt his life. He got a job, saved money, rented a small apartment, joined a church where people didn't know his past. He found a community that held him accountable and helped him grow. He didn't become perfect, but he became responsible. And while he rebuilt, I did too, in my own way. I needed something that was mine, something stable, something meaningful. So I started a home-based childcare center. A few neighborhood kids at first, then more, then more. Before long, my home was filled with laughter, learning, and the kind of warmth I wished I had grown up with. I built a business, I built a purpose, I built a life that didn't depend on being someone's favorite. My parents apologized eventually, I accepted it. But I never fully reconciled. I brought the grandchildren by a few times a year, birthdays, holidays, moments that mattered for them. But I kept my boundaries, I kept my peace, I kept my dignity. Sophia survived the worst kind of abandonment, the kind where the people who failed her stay close and expect her to be fine with the fact that they weren't there when she needed them most. But the truth is, the wedding wasn't the first time they overlooked her. It was simply the moment that exposed everything she had been carrying since she was a teenager. Since high school, every accomplishment Sophia earned was treated like background noise. Honor roll? They barely noticed. Scholarship? They said Daniel needed the attention more. Graduation? They left early. Her first job? That's nice. Her promotions? Don't brag. Her milestones? Daniel is going through something. Every achievement she fought for, every success she built, every moment she should have been celebrated, they dismissed, minimized, or ignored. She spent years shrinking herself so they wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Years pretending their silence didn't hurt. Years believing that if she just worked harder, loved harder, achieved more, they would finally see her. But they didn't. And on her wedding day, they proved it. That was the day Sophia stopped begging to be seen. She didn't survive because they changed. She survived because she finally understood her worth had never depended on their recognition. She built a marriage rooted in respect. She built a home filled with peace. She built a childcare center overflowing with joy and purpose. She built a chosen family that celebrated her without hesitation. She built a life where her accomplishments were not ignored. They were lived, felt, and valued. And for the first time, she realized something powerful. Their inability to see her was never her failure, it was theirs. Sophia survived the abandonment, the dismissal, the years of being overlooked, and she rose anyway. She rose without their applause. She rose without their validation. She rose without their presence. And in the end, that was enough. If Sophia's story resonated with you, don't forget to like the video, comment, and subscribe for more stories, and share this with someone who needs to hear it.